Texas state lawmakers met for a special session on Wednesday to address for the first time deadly flash floods that killed at least 137 people there earlier this month. That is after many people expressed concern about vacancies at National Weather Service offices due to staffing cuts under President Donald Trump. State Senator Lois Kolkhorst is a member of the Joint Senate-House Committee investigating the preparation for and response to the flooding.
What went right, what went wrong, and I think that moreover, and you hear it, is were the warning systems in place? Were they heeded when they were looking at this anomaly of this tropical storm, how it could interact with a low pressure cell? And the timelines are very important to me. And so, I think we're going to have to look at how we coordinate that better and really saying this is a serious warning, you must get out, seek higher ground.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott said on social media the death toll from the July 4th flash flooding ticked up to 137, ranking it as one of the deadliest U.S. flood events in decades. The high death toll has raised questions about the lack of flash flood warning sirens in hardest-hit Kerr County. Nim Kidd, chief of the Texas Division of Emergency Management, was the first person lawmakers called to testify on Wednesday. He described the vast state's emergency response system as fragmented, with each of the state's hundreds of counties responsible for ordering evacuations. Such an order was not given in the hardest-hit areas earlier this month. Kidd told lawmakers that to improve preparation for natural disasters, he needed better in-house radar systems, better communication systems to warn local leaders and residents, and more resources for evacuations or to assist residents who shelter in place. The legislative committee investigating the floods will next meet in 1 week in Kerr County. The committee will write a report to be forwarded to the full Texas Senate and House to inform possible legislation.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Levin. Puppy Levin is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Shoe Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Brian Raup graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services, from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
U.S. stocks posted solid gains on Wednesday, with the Dow adding more than 1%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.75%, and the Nasdaq gaining roughly 0.6%. The S&P 500 has now climbed about 8% in 2025, while the Nasdaq has gained almost 9%. Wednesday marked more record-high closes for both. A U.S. trade agreement with Japan helped lift the indices, and the European Union appeared to be headed toward a similar deal. That's according to two European diplomats who said an agreement could include a broad 15% tariff on EU imports. Michael Landsberg is Chief Investment Officer at Landsberg Bennett Private Wealth Management.
The trade deal obviously is good news. I think what happens, I think there's a fear at some point that will the president get deals done, or will he be too hard a negotiator? The fact that he got a deal done with Japan, I think, again, portends well for what's going to happen with the EU. So I think this is a little bit of a relief rally where people are saying, hey, we're going to get some deals done. Again, I think China is going to be the last one to fall. And I think that's an area where he's going to continue to work on that. But I think it shows that he can get some deals done when crunch time comes.
Stocks on the move Wednesday included Alphabet, which rose about 2% in extended trading after the Google parent beat Wall Street's second quarter earnings estimates. The tech giant cited massive demand for its cloud computing services as it hiked its capital spending plans for the year to about $85 billion. Also reporting after the close, Tesla, which posted its steepest decline in quarterly revenue in more than a decade with a 12% fall. The EV maker is battling strong competition from cheaper electric vehicles and a backlash against CEO Elon Musk's political views. Shares of Texas Instruments tumbled more than 13% after the semiconductor company's quarterly profit forecast pointed to weaker than expected demand for its analog chips and underscored tariff-related uncertainty. And shares of GE Vernova surged more than 14.5% to an all-time high after the power equipment maker raised its revenue and free cash flow forecasts and beat Wall Street estimates for second quarter profit. GE Vernova has gained over 80% so far in 2025, with power consumption on track to hit record highs due to growing demand from AI and cryptocurrency data centers.
Well, we're looking at partly cloudy skies today with temperatures in the upper 80s, some places maybe hitting 90 or a little over 90. Mostly clear skies this evening, followed by increasing clouds and a few showers after midnight. Lows in the low 70s. Wrapping up the work week Friday with isolated thunderstorms and temperatures in the upper 70s. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, low 80s. Sunday, thunderstorms, low 80s. Monday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 80s. Meadville this morning checking in at 70 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 66. 64 in Titusville, 64 in Franklin, 63 in Oil City. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. We welcome you into this Thursday morning. In the morning, Happy Thursday. Yeah, I didn't win the lottery.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we played it. We were at the store yesterday. I was like, yeah, we'll run over and grab a ticket, and yeah, no luck there. But nobody won it, so I guess.
No, so you still have a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
But very small chance, but a chance.
Yeah, we did play the Powerball just for fun. It's now up to $350 million. Look at those eyes. Estimated cash.
A lot of shoes.
It's a lot of shoes, yeah. If you were to take the cash option, like I'm out, just give it to me, my lump sum, and I'm out of here. It's about $156 million.
That's still a lot of shoes.
Not as many.
Not as many, but yeah. I could manage.
Do you, like you've mentioned before, you have a friend who, or colleague that handles that kind of money, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do they get a lot of like lottery winners that come to them?
I don't think they get it now. No? Like a lot of, no.
So, okay, it's stuff that's people that have had it and know how to manage money for.
Or maybe their parent, their parents, grandparents left them money. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just curious, like, what's the best way to go? Do you say, yeah, give that to me over time? That way I'm not,
Yeah.
Or does it just take the whole lump sum and...
I guess the... taking the lump sum and investing it yourself in products that would make it grow into a larger amount, and I'm not saying it would grow back into that, but after taxes and stuff, I think, taking the one lump sum and paying your taxes up front and moving on.
You really need a team of people, don't you?
You do. You need a financial advisor, because it's so easy for you to be like, I can do this by myself, but then you've got everybody and on the face of the planet that you never even knew saying you owe the money, or trying to get a piece of it, and everybody's contacting you, and you think, oh, I'm just gonna do this one little addition to my house that turns into buying 6 houses or something. It's so easy. And when you have a financial advisor who kind of ties it up for you and limits, he'll make it last, she'll make it last, make it work, and work for you, or more money. So you're not just...
You need to learn how to live with it, because if you know somebody who has money, they probably live a pretty normal, maybe even like real conservative life. They don't have 20 million cars in their parking lot, in their driveway, or So you almost need to take note of that. But you need to really surround yourself with the right people.
An attorney would be good too.
Yeah. Oh, you need what? From your bank to financial advisor to an attorney
to an accountant.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot.
Yeah, and you need to have real conversations. Like, it's a lot of money, but that doesn't mean that it's going to last forever. You could blow through that quickly.
Correct.
So, how do you want to set this up? Are you still going to work? Are you not going to work?
Do you want to invest in a business?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you could make a lot of bad decisions. Like how many?
And I'm fully prepared to make a lot of bad decisions if I win the lottery.
I'm not gonna let you. How many lottery winners do you see that are like, I ran out of money in 2 years, or whatever?
Listen, or the spouse shot or tried to kill the other, and I watched this. This was years ago, but it was a show that talked about that. I think that couple from Royal City who won years ago was featured in it.
Oh, no.
It was like the majority. Well, I shouldn't say that because I don't remember exactly, but it was a lot of these lottery winners, their lives aren't great.
No, and some of them come out with less money than they had before they won the money.
Well, yeah, and a lot of those were saying like, life was better before we won, and that's because they weren't prepared for it.
No.
They didn't plan. They just they thought they could handle everything themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you need to pay somebody. You have enough money to have a staff of people around you. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean like they don't work for you full time. I mean,
no, you just have to be prepared that if somebody calls you and says, 15 years ago I lent you money, and now, with interest it's $15 million. You have to be prepared to call your attorney and say, I need help because I don't know this guy and I don't think I owe him money. And as soon as you say, or your attorney reaches out and, says, I'm calling you on behalf of Luke Rio, they'll probably back down.
Or not in my case. Okay. And then the other thing is, you've got friends, relatives who would be jealous of that.
Yes.
And that would be tough.
You're also going to have to invest in a security system.
Yeah.
Because people are going to try to break in.
Well, I just know that if somebody, tried to steal you and ransom you, it wouldn't last long. They would give you back in a heartbeat. I don't know how you've done it here. Sorry.
Let me pay you.
Right.
Let me give you some money.
I know you just won the lottery, but listen, let me pay you because she was a handful.
Yeah, use this for your mental health.
That's good because I wasn't going to give you a check for her. No, I'm joking.
Dude.
So $350 million is what the estimated jackpot is. Let's see, when's the drawing? Whatever, this Saturday? For probably, I don't know. Mega Millions up to 120 million. So that just reset a few weeks back, in case you're interested. All right, there we are on that front. We've got birthdays, what we're celebrating. That's coming up here in just a few moments. Baseball action. Been a nice couple nights. Yesterday the Pirates played in the afternoon, but nice couple days to go watch the Pirates in action at the ballpark. In fact, they beat the Tigers 6-1 yesterday. How about that?
Awesome.
Couple of wins in a row for the Buccos.
Scary.
Reds beat the Nationals 5-0. Marlins over the Padres 3-2. Giants beat the Braves 9-3. Mets over the Angels 6-3. Royals and the Chicago Cubs went at it with the Royals coming out on top 8-4. Rockies over the St. Louis Cardinals 6-0. Astros with a 4-3 win over the Diamondbacks. Brewers beat the beat the Mariners 10-2. Dodgers over the Twins 4-3. It was the Guardians over the Orioles 3-2. Blue Jays beat the Yankees 8-4. Red Sox over the Phillies 9-8 in 11 innings. White Sox with the win over the Rays 11-9. And it was a 2-1 win for the Rangers over the A's. On this Thursday, we've got these matchups for you. Not that many today. Guardians to host the Orioles at 1:10 this afternoon. Tigers and Blue Jays at 6:40. Cardinals, Padres at 7:45, Astros and A's at 8:10, and at 9:38, it's the Angels and the Mariners this evening. So there you go. Pirates 42-61, still 19 and a half games back from the first place Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Central Division. Detroit, by the way, which the Pirates played very well, the top team in the American League Central Division, 60-43. So Pirates beat a pretty good team, which was nice. All right, we're going to get into birthdays. What we're celebrating today is the 24th day of July, which means...
How many nights till Christmas Eve? I'm just kidding. Oh, it's so funny.
Is it?
It is. It's well, no, I was all excited last night because there's a locally owned place that
oh yes,
yeah, that is celebrating Christmas in July for 1 week, not for the whole month, and they're playing Christmas music, and they're featuring a candy cane ice cream.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Well, Kat Thompson from the Venango Chamber told us that next year, Oral Heritage Festival, the parade date is on the 25th of July. She said, so you might guess next year's theme by that.
Oh, so exciting.
So that's next year, not this year. She didn't want to clod it up with, this weekend, but...
Okay.
So, yeah, 5 months?
Ugh.
5 months from now, it'll be like, Christmas Eve services, and 'twas the night before Christmas. It's just crazy, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Was it last night or the night before we were in the living room like, hey, we're like 4 months from seeing Christmas trees in our house?
Yeah. Almost there.
It's going so fast this year.
Ugh.
All right, birthdays. Who's celebrating?
All right, actor Michael Richards is 76.
Kramer. Mm-hmm. Giddy up.
Actress Linda Carter is 74. Actress.
You let me watch one episode last night.
1.5.
1.5.
Actress Kristen Chenoweth is 58. Actress and singer Jennifer Lopez is 56. Actress Rose Byrne is 46. Actress Elizabeth Moss is 43. And actress Anna Paquin is 43.
All right, happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to you. Today happens to be your birthday from all of us. Let's turn our attention to what we're celebrating.
All right. Amelia Earhart Day, International Self-Care Day, National Cousins Day, National Day of Monitoring, National Drive-Thru Day, National Marine Week, National Refreshment Day, National Tequila Day, National Thermal Engineer Day, Pioneer Day, Samaritan's Awareness Day, National Fishing Month, and that is all.
Oh, all right. Find something there to celebrate. National Fishing Month.
Yes.
Your dad took you fishing, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I think my dad tried to take us fishing, and
well, I'm not a quiet person, so it really
No,
You
you
know.
scared the fish.
Uh-huh.
And your dad, I'm sure.
Probably. But he didn't stop. He still would take me.
What's really funny is the two of you together, because he's very quiet, soft-spoken.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure. Well, except when he's doing auctioneering stuff, which is great.
Which is fun.
Yeah, he's just very calm. And then there's little Amy, who like volume set to 20 out of 10.
Yeah.
So was it? I'm just envisioning this. Was it like, Amy? Shh. Be quiet.
Yeah, or like so use your inside voice was said a lot, but I don't have an inside voice.
No, there's no.
There isn't one.
voice.
So like people used to say that to our oldest child, and I'm like, he doesn't have one. Like seriously, there is no. This is it. This is what you get, and
What's
the more you try, the worse it gets.
your siblings are loud, and your mom can be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that like in a bad way. But what's hilarious is when you're all together and everybody's trying to out-talk each other, and the volume just gets higher and higher. But nobody ever denies it's not fun. So
Yeah, it's always fun. It's always good times.
yeah. We were joking. We were watching something, and we could hear a fan yell or something, and one of the kids was like, "That
Is
was
mom there?
no,
Great.
no, that was another team." But they have somebody like your mother there too, so that's good. Passionate. That's what we call it.
You always need that passionate fan.
Yeah, going into this sports season, which is less than a month away, I'm just wondering, like, will schools? They usually have the talk to like the parents, right, on behavior at sporting events.
I should have the talk.
Well, I'm just with everything that has gone on in the last year around here, sports-wise, and you had a parent in Meadville tackle a referee last year. You had the basketball fiasco that took place. I'm just wondering if like schools across the board are going to be really amped up in terms of here are the rules, parents, and if it even comes close, we're tossing you.
Yeah.
Just to avoid any situations.
I feel like, I don't know. It's just so weird right now, and I am very passionate and I'm very loud, but it's always like cheering for the kids. It's not like
now.
negative.
It is now.
Anyways, it's just, I don't know, you get to the, it drives me nuts being next to a parent that is cheering for their kid to take out another kid, or, saying something horrible about another kid please don't sit by me, because I'm going to say something, and I probably will get thrown out, but I will say it directly to you, and it's fine, and I'm okay with that. But that's what these are. Their kids playing sports, and they need you to be their fan, not their critic, not just your kid, but every other kid on that field. You're not out there running around. They're doing what they can.
I tell you, the other thing too is parents who are sort of coaching over their kids' coaches.
Yeah.
That's another whole topic we can get into. 7:30, your headlines are next.
Texas state lawmakers met for a special session on Wednesday to address for the first time deadly flash floods that killed at least 137 people there earlier this month. That is after many people expressed concern about vacancies at National Weather Service offices due to staffing cuts under President Donald Trump. State Senator Lois Kolkhorst is a member of the Joint Senate-House Committee investigating the preparation for and response to the flooding.
What went right, what went wrong, and I think that moreover, and you hear it, is were the warning systems in place? Were they heeded when they were looking at this anomaly of this tropical storm, how it could interact with a low pressure cell? And the timelines are very important to me. And so, I think we're going to have to look at how we coordinate that better and really saying this is a serious warning, you must get out, seek higher ground.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott said on social media the death toll from the July 4th flash flooding ticked up to 137, ranking it as one of the deadliest U.S. flood events in decades. The high death toll has raised questions about the lack of flash flood warning sirens in hardest-hit Kerr County. Nim Kidd, chief of the Texas Division of Emergency Management, was the first person lawmakers called to testify on Wednesday. He described the vast state's emergency response system as fragmented, with each of the state's hundreds of counties responsible for ordering evacuations. Such an order was not given in the hardest-hit areas earlier this month. Kidd told lawmakers that to improve preparation for natural disasters, he needed better in-house radar systems, better communication systems to warn local leaders and residents, and more resources for evacuations or to assist residents who shelter in place. The legislative committee investigating the floods will next meet in 1 week in Kerr County. The committee will write a report to be forwarded to the full Texas Senate and House to inform possible legislation.
Swooping in to save you over $11,000 off your next Chevy truck. It's Community Chevrolet's newest mascot, Independence Dog.
Getting you approved by day, fighting crime by night.
With Independence Day savings running all month long, you can save more than $11,000 off MSRP on the new Silverado, or save nearly $3,000 on hot new SUVs like the Trailblazer and the Equinox. Follow Independence Dog to explosive savings this month at Community Chevy.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well-trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome to Inspire Med Spa, the place you know and love for massages, Botox, laser resurfacing, and semi-permanent makeup. Now we're offering even more, including laser hair removal, tattoo removal, and hair rejuvenation. Our team is here to provide expert care in a peaceful, luxurious environment designed with your relaxation in mind. And with our newly added services, now you can get all your beauty services in one place. Visit Inspire Med Spa today, because you deserve to look and feel your best.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more. I don't try to do the same. You have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love.
ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom, ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
U.S. stocks posted solid gains on Wednesday, with the Dow adding more than 1%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.75%, and the Nasdaq gaining roughly 0.6%. The S&P 500 has now climbed about 8% in 2025, while the Nasdaq has gained almost 9%. Wednesday marked more record-high closes for both. A U.S. trade agreement with Japan helped lift the indices, and the European Union appeared to be headed toward a similar deal. That's according to two European diplomats who said an agreement could include a broad 15% tariff on EU imports. Michael Landsberg is Chief Investment Officer at Landsberg Bennett Private Wealth Management.
The trade deal obviously is good news. I think what happens, I think there's a fear at some point that will the president get deals done, or will he be too hard to negotiate? And the fact that he got a deal done with Japan, I think, again, portends well for what's going to happen with the EU. So I think this is a little bit of a relief rally where people are saying, hey, we're going to get some deals done. Again, I think China's going to be the last one to fall. And I think that's an area where he's going to continue to work on that. But I think it shows that he can get some deals done when crunch time comes.
Stocks on the move Wednesday included Alphabet, which rose about 2% in extended trading after the Google parent beat Wall Street's second quarter earnings earnings estimates. The tech giant cited massive demand for its cloud computing services as it hiked its capital spending plans for the year to about $85 billion. Also reporting after the close, Tesla, which posted its steepest decline in quarterly revenue in more than a decade with a 12% fall. The EV maker is battling strong competition from cheaper electric vehicles and a backlash against CEO Elon Musk's political views. Shares of Texas Instruments tumbled more than 13% after the semiconductor company's quarterly profit forecast pointed to weaker than expected demand for its analog chips and underscored tariff-related uncertainty. And shares of GE Vernova surged more than 14.5% to an all-time high after the power equipment maker raised its revenue and free cash flow forecasts and beat Wall Street estimates for second quarter profit. GE Vernova has gained over 80% so far in 2025, with power consumption on track to hit record highs due to growing demand from AI and cryptocurrency data centers.
Trump lands his most significant trade deal yet. Michael Landsberg of Landsberg Bennett Private Wealth Management joins us. Michael, the U.S.-Japan trade deal sets tariffs at 15% for imported Japanese goods. Does this bode well for other deals with major U.S. trading partners?
Absolutely, Lisa. I think in particular, it really is kind of a stepping stone for what we're going to see in Europe. I think the EU is probably next on the agenda. Again, it's not going to be anywhere near as complicated as the Chinese tariffs, but I think that's the president's goal, is to get some wins under his belt, go to Japan, go to the EU, get some of those, and ultimately push the most difficult tariff negotiations with China off a little bit.
Stocks have reacted positively to the news. Does this propel equities even further when we've seen record highs already for the S&P 500?
I think it does. I mean, there's a lot of froth in this market, but at the same point, a lot of institutions are kind of positioned not really aggressively in this market. When you look at the futures markets, the S&P is not, the options market's not grossly overweighted. So I think we've got some people that are expecting some volatility, and some of these announcements that come out are positives, and people are not in a great position, so they have to keep buying them. So yeah, I would expect as we get more and more of these deals, the market to continue to go higher. At some point, you think it's fully priced in, but days like today show you it's not.
Well, you mentioned markets being frothy, and we're seeing the return of the meme stocks, and this time around it's Krispy Kreme, it's GoPro, among others, and we're seeing other risk assets like Bitcoin climb even higher. So what do you make of this? Does this concern you? What do you think?
I think those are concerning. I think the thing that we look at isn't just the names, but there's data that says roughly a third of all stocks that trade, the volume is in stocks below $5. Those aren't investors; those are traders, and that's a concern. And so the other thing that I think that's out there is roughly more than 50% of the options trades are daily expiration trades. Those aren't investors; those are traders, or those are gamblers. And I think there's a speculation in this market that probably has to be unwound. I think ultimately we like having speculators in the market because it gives us opportunities when they overreact to things. But yes, there's definitely some speculation back in there. As markets continue higher, people are worried about missing out, and that's really what you're seeing here.
All right, we're at the point in second quarter earnings season when the Magnificent Seven are reporting their results. How much is riding on them this time around?
There's a great deal riding on it. I mean, what we've looked at is we think we're going to see a deceleration in this quarter from the first quarter. The S&P is probably going to be up high single digits. Nasdaq will probably still be up high teens to low 20s, but obviously a lot is riding on the Mag 7 because realistically, does it perpetuate the trade in terms of AI? That really is what happens is the ecosystem that's created with AI starts with this Mag 7, at least four or five of those Mag 7, and it goes out to all the other kind of ancillary, whether it's energy, utilities, industrials. I think if the Mag 7 can deliver growth in the AI space, I think the market's in pretty good shape. It probably rallies through the back half of the year.
What are your thoughts more broadly about Q2 earnings expectations?
I think most people on the street are under where we think earnings are going to show up. I think the expectation that tariffs were such a big hit are really going to affect earnings. I don't think you're going to see that. I think we will see a deceleration. It will be a slight deceleration, but I think when I look at where Wall Street is on S&P estimates and NASDAQ estimates, I think they're going to show up a little bit low. I think that bodes well for some positive surprises, which may give the market some momentum as people realize, hey, it's really not as bad as everyone says it's going to be. And I think that's really the case. And so far with the earnings that have come out, like I said, they've been more impressive than I think a lot of people have thought, and we think that contends for probably the rest of the quarter.
Meme stocks are back with a vengeance, and now it's Krispy Kreme that finds itself at the center of the latest trading frenzy. Retail investors on Wednesday gobbled up shares of the donut chain, sending its beaten-down stock up as much as almost 39%, adding to a nearly 27% surge a day earlier. Also riding the newest meme stock wave is camera maker GoPro, shares of which soared as much as 73% on Wednesday, after rising 41% to around $2 the prior day. The recent meme stock rage, in which retail investors pour into heavily shorted stocks, came after Kohl's surged nearly 38% on Tuesday, with the highest daily inflow from mom-and-pop traders in about 3 years, according to Vanda Research. The rally revived memories of the Reddit-driven meme stock phenomenon of 2021, when amateur investors pushed up shares of video game retailer GameStop and theater chain AMC, burning hedge funds that were on the other side of the trade. With the broader stock market soaring, individual investors are betting on riskier assets, including cryptocurrencies, amid a resilient economy and easing trade tensions. But the risk-on euphoria could portend trouble ahead, says Eric Ditton, President and Managing Director of the Wealth Alliance.
Meme stocks are rocking against SPACs, which were dead, are rocking. Bitcoin just made a new high. You're seeing all those signs again of rampant excess speculation. Just like I was bullish when everyone was negative, this makes me tuck my horns in. I am cautious here, not in a rush to get really huge money to work.
Some market participants attributed the rally to bullish posts on X last week by EMJ Capital Portfolio Manager Eric Jackson, who said his hedge fund had taken a position in real estate site Open Door Technologies, projecting its shares to hit $82 in the long term. The stock, which drew heavy retail interest, has soared more than 400% this month. Open Door was down nearly 25% Wednesday morning to about $2.18 a share. EMJ Capital did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment.
Tesla's in for a few rough quarters, says its CEO Elon Musk, citing U.S. government cuts in support for electric vehicle makers. That's as Tesla posted its worst quarterly sales decline in over a decade Wednesday. Overall revenue fell 12%, despite the launch of a refreshed version of Tesla's best-selling Model Y SUV, which investors had hoped would boost sales. Revenue and profit were also hurt by a 51% dive in sales of regulatory credits. Those credits are bought from Tesla by other automakers who have difficulty complying with government emissions rules. The U.S. government later this year is cutting tax credits of up to $7,500 for EV buyers. When asked on the quarterly results conference call about the credits, Musk predicted a few rough quarters before a wave of revenue from self-driving software and services begins late next year. Tesla shares fell nearly 5% after his comments. In the meantime, Tesla says it is working on a new, cheaper car with a few initial units made by the end of June. But production would ramp up next quarter, slower than initially expected. The company also said it continued to expect volume production of its custom-built robo-taxi, called the Cybercab, and semi-truck in 2026. Much of the company's trillion-dollar valuation hangs on its bet on humanoid robots and on its robo-taxi service. But one analyst, CEO of Systematic Ventures, Max Wolf, was skeptical of its chances to turn fortunes.
The problem is there's other guys who have done more rides with less issues than Robotaxi, particularly Waymo. This is sort of a major competitor here, who's been at this longer, done many more rides, and seems to have had a smoother integration. For the Robotaxi business to rescue Tesla, as some had hoped, it would have to have gotten a lot further, a lot faster than it has.
Japanese shares surged to a one-year high on Wednesday. Investors were excited after the country struck a trade deal with the US, which lowered tariffs on autos. The move revived hopes for an agreement between the EU and US, which also boosted European stocks. Donald Trump said a trade deal with Tokyo would include Japan paying a lower than threatened 15% tariff on shipments to the US. The Nikkei index jumped 3.5% following the news as shares of automakers surged. Mazda was the biggest riser at almost 18%, while Toyota and Subaru also saw big jumps. South Korean automakers rose too as analysts grew hopeful over potential progress in tariff negotiations between Seoul and Washington. Trump further said representatives from the EU were due to meet for trade negotiations on Wednesday. That raised hopes for a deal with Europe, although the EU is reportedly refining countermeasures in case of a deadlock before the August 1st deadline. The European Stoxx 600 index rose 1% early Wednesday, with auto shares surging around 4%. Car giant Stellantis was among the top gainers, rising around 7%.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Sunny to partly cloudy skies today and a high near 90. Mostly clear skies this evening, giving way to occasional showers overnight with lows in the low 70s. Friday, some afternoon thunderstorms and a high of 80. Saturday, some afternoon thunderstorms, low 80s. Sunday, thunderstorms, low 80s. Monday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 80s. Going to be a warm weekend, and of course that also invites some thunderstorms to our region for the weekend. Meadville at 69 degrees, Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 67, Titusville 67, Franklin 66, Oil City 65 degrees here at 7:53. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Glad you're with us here this morning, Thursday morning, getting you closer to the weekend. Tomorrow on the program, oh boy, got quite a lineup for you. Sherry Porter, the Willow Creek and Titusville Railroad will be with us. Last Sunday, the Caboose Motel celebrated their 20th anniversary. Congratulations. Sherry will be with us tomorrow to talk about what's going on with the railroad and maybe give us a quick update on the Caboose Motel, which is a great place to stay if you're looking for something really unique and exciting. Not only do kids love to stay there, but adults do as well. I've always said, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, it's not just kids that get excited when they go into a train station.
Yeah.
Like the number, like us, and how cool and exciting it is. It's like going back to being a kid. And I don't know, you were joking earlier about, Christmas being right around the corner. Yeah, do you ever get a train for Christmas?
Yeah.
Or did you ever take a train maybe you had and cut a hole in a box and wrapped the box like a present and made the train kind of go around the tree or in the, stuff like that. I don't know, just very exciting stuff. And we always took our kids, there's a great place to go if you love trains. Mm-hmm. Lancaster, Strasburg, they've got a great railroad station, and right across the street is the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And boy, I tell you, I've seen adults run into that place just filled with excitement. So,
yeah. And
of course you've yelled like, "Whoa, slow down."
Yeah.
But it's a really cool place. You could spend hours in there.
And even though, we're through the summer, we're at the OC&T every Thursday night.
We'll be there tonight.
Yeah, it's still awesome. I still love walking through the door on the hardwood floors. It's just awesome. And there's so much history and information on the walls and a cool gift shop. And it's not just about riding the train. It's like seeing the history that brought it here. And we have quite a gem. You know, I know you talk about Lancaster, Strasburg, and they do have they have a very similar train station. I think that's been built upon, and they have restaurants and stuff in it.
Yeah.
But and then the train museum across the street.
And they
But
have
even
the toy train museum's not too far from there, and they have
a caboose motel just like we do here in Titusville. So, well worth the trip here. Well, with the trip there, if you're a train enthusiast. But it truly is exciting to walk in. And I took somebody who I work with and partner with there last week and showed them the station. And just like
Yeah.
so many hidden gems here in our tiny community.
And then you take Meadville and what they've done to their train depot.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really cool. Again, I think you light up when it comes to this kind of stuff. And it's just awesome to get on a train, you know?
It is.
So.
It is.
Anyways, Sherry's going to be with us tomorrow. Holly Sprong from the Titusville YMCA will be with us tomorrow. So, looking forward to catching up with Holly. And it just seems like they were on.
Yeah.
And here we are heading into August, a week from tomorrow.
Fast forward.
Yeah. Next Thursday is the last Thursday in the month. So take that in. So next Thursday, our friends from Drake Well Museum will be with us. I wasn't even sure yesterday. I was like, where are we here in the month? Is there another Thursday? Yes. Next week. And then August 1st is the Friday. So.
And boom.
Then on top of that, of course, we've been talking all week, Oil Heritage Festival in Oil Cities this weekend. Thunder in the City, we had Krista on yesterday. Thunder in the City, not this weekend, but the following weekend. And boy, is that going to be huge. And then Titusville's up next with Titusville's Oil Festival. So the next 3 weeks are going to be crazy. And on top of that, you got the Venango County Fair. Next week, you've got Crawford County Fair in a few short weeks. So we were talking with the kids. I was talking with the kids yesterday, and we were talking about lemonade and how the fair lemonade is just so special. And our oldest was like, yeah, because of the sugar. Like, there's no such thing when it comes to the fair.
Listen, it's all sugar-free, fat-free, calorie-free food.
Absolutely it is, right.
Yeah, nothing. There's no carbs, you know. If you have allergies, that's when you need to focus.
You're going to walk it off.
When you're on a diet, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you're going to walk it off anyways. Not. And don't forget, we talk a lot about the food at the fair, but don't forget the 4-H families that are there, you know, the people with all the shows, the home show buildings, all of that stuff. So many people put so much time and effort into getting ready for the fair. It's incredible.
To some people, it's like a year-long process. I mean, I know I talked to one of the vendors, Curly's Barbecue and Curly's Fries are going to be there again, and they are in full swing, hiring their staff and getting everything ready, and that's amazing food. So, be sure to stop there. The one time you can get it every year, TG's Pizza. And then I know I talked to some of the local farmers and individuals that are going to be there with their animals, and they're in full swing, ready to go. So it's kind of exciting.
All right.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
All the games.
I know. Kids who are going back to college, down to a couple of weeks left.
I know.
I was talking to somebody, they're sending their kid first year. And
wow.
Yeah, it's like, aha.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. That's what I said. Like, you're worrying right now.
They're coming back.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Going to be another warm one. 90 today as the warm temperatures return to our region.